Medical units stand by. 30 seconds to contact. 20 seconds. 15. 10. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1.
We got him. Let's go.
And good evening, all you art aficionados and comic book connoisseurs, and welcome to another episode of Proof of Comics. I'm your host, Frederic Guimont, and tonight we have a returning guest, Chris Fisk. Well, we had him until he dropped out. I think he got scared right before going live. Billy must have scared him off.
No, 100% you this time.
Yeah. We have... there's a storm down where they live. Like both Wrangler and Chris live in the same part of the United States. So I'm guessing they're having internet issues. They'll be back in a moment. Wrangler, can you hear us? I see you've got.
I can hear you.
Okay, one of your accounts is working fine. So we'll just keep things going until Chris hops back in, and I want to say hello to Corey Barton, who set his alarm this Tuesday. And he's up early in Australia. Thank you for joining us, Corey. Always happy to see you, man. How's it going? Let me introduce my co-host, BillyBobSac.
A man that I call Bob.
Oh, so Corey, I'll actually explain that. So that stupid crown thing was a thing YouTube changed to where if you're very active in the chat, it puts it on your name.
Oh, that crown thing. I was wondering what he was talking about.
Yeah, it's something stupid that YouTube changed. YouTube also changed it even more annoying. So in the actual YouTube chat, everything is at, and then it's the handle of the name, not the display name either now.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I've been seeing that. Like, especially like it's kind of cool when you've got like a large number of people in the chat, but like when you're just three and you all have a crown, kind of devalues the whole idea of a crown.
Yeah, but it should be something you should turn on yourself or customize yourself. It shouldn't be an automatic thing. That's stupid.
Yeah, we don't have power over that, do we?
We don't. Nope. And neither with the handle thing. Now the handle thing, they first started that off with the comments. I remember originally, which it's beyond fucking retarded because a display name is supposed to be what you want displayed on everything. It's not what it uses. It's using your fucking actual ID handle.
Yeah, but you have to keep commenting in the chat if you want to keep your crown, though, because if someone else comes in and starts chatting more than you, you are outgunned and you lose your crown. You're demoted to number 2, number 3. Yeah, we got competitive chat. I think that's the idea. It's to kind of drive the. It seems to be working. See, there you go. You got to keep chatting, Corey. Like you shouldn't put all the words in one same line. You should put each word on its own line. So is it per entry or per amount of characters you're putting in? There you go. That's bullshit. Welcome to YouTube. They're dueling it out in the chat, which is nice to see. Spamming for crowns. There you go. Yeah, babes, you're right. Let's kick this one off right. We got our Sabrina intro while we wait for Chris to join us back while he's fighting the thunderstorm down in New England. And here we go. So I'm working on page 22 here, nearing the end. 2 more to go after this one. This one's almost done. Got a ton of windows to do in the first panel. A little bit of background in the second panel. Then I'm going to do some inking effects at the bottom. But this week I'm also getting back to coloring. I've got a commission from our very own Billy Bob and Lord Otter here. And yeah, bounce them titties, baby. And so I'm going to be getting back into coloring a little bit, trying to learn some more, get better at it, learning some new skills from my own colorist, seeing what he can do with my pages, and trying to learn the art program I've got here. Krita is what I've been learning to use. And some background music while we're at it. So I've been learning Krita and learning some, coloring skills as well. And we got Aaron in the chat, not in the chat, live here on the panel. How you doing, Aaron?
What's up, man?
Oh, what's up, guys? How are you?
We're doing pretty well. We just lost Chris. Chris was here right before the show, and as soon as he saw Billy Bob hop on, he just ran away.
Set him out.
No, that was after I offered to send him snails.
Mm-hmm. You think that was it? Thank you, Omerglitch.
Once you got to the flavor of snail guacamole, I think that's when you like. Right when you like.
I don't think those two go together. That's like French and Mexican. It's not a thing.
Oh, come on. You've never had an escargot quesadilla?
No, have you?
What's up, Corey?
No.
Is Corey still in the chat? What's
Yeah,
up,
dude.
Corey?
Corey was the first one here. He set his alarm properly this time.
Oh.
And then Omer came in and stole the crown. Chad has been turned into a game of Mario Kart.
Corey is a hater, says Omerglitch. Omerglitch, are you trying to stir drama?
Okay,
Although
Corey,
we-
seek his chick. Go ahead, do it. Do it, Corey.
Although we can't see the crowns here in the StreamYard chat line, but who's got the crown right now?
Yeah, Corey's trying for the crown, but he's been outmaneuvered by Omerglitch. Omerglitch, see, he's pretty wise in terms of YouTube. He seems to know how to game the system. Like, he allegedly has been rigging contests with certain magazines we won't be naming,
Oh, yep.
So we're very suspicious of him. We're going to have to grill him when he comes on. Google keeps making me everything more lame. Yeah, it's kind of the way Silicon Valley works. Like, they make something cool that works and they get traction, and then they make it lamer and lamer until they hit mainstream.
Yeah, they still can't figure out how to have an active being able to use chat on a console. YouTube, love of God, cannot figure that out or get it to work.
You mean like on an Xbox, PlayStation
Yeah,
console?
an Xbox or a PlayStation, that port of the app.
Do those have like keyboards? You use like an on-screen keyboard if you're going to chat with those?
Yeah, it just has the digital one. You use controller, or I use a keyboard.
Yeah, it lets you see them. You can see the live chat, but you can't input through it.
Yeah, which is it's stupid. By the way, I'm going to let you know, Twitch has actually had that for a very long time, able to do that. YouTube, fix it, please.
But you got voice chats those on those consoles, don't you?
No,
No, I thought there was the infamous Xbox Live voice chats where
that was the Kinect, and that thing was.
phased out. Is too good.
Yeah, sure, it's too good. Yep, sure. Worked flawlessly. Where you got that really bad Star Wars game, the fucking like dance one with Han Solo.
Oh yeah, that was so cringe, man. The Han Solo.
Yeah, that was from Kinect. You can thank Xbox for that.
Yeah,
Dog shit.
yeah. So how you been, Aaron? How things been?
Not too bad. Not too bad. I'm on vacation, which is why I have my my hat and glasses on, just soaking in the rays. So here in my dungeon, that is.
Yeah, Dungeon Rays.
Yes, I hear your dungeons are lovely this time of year.
Yeah, every now and again the demon will let me out. You know how it is.
I forgot what the name of it, Corey, but it was a Star Wars like song dance game with like really bad, like cringy as fuck Star Wars songs of that time.
Yeah, you got me.
Oh yeah, you got Han Solo like dancing, like disco dancing. It's so cringe.
Oh, we got to see Han Solo dancing to the Bee Gees.
Yeah, but that wasn't even the worst part. The worst part was taking the characters and replacing the lyrics in the song
Oh,
of it. See if I can find a clip of it.
Well, hopefully Chris is all right and he'll be coming back in.
I think Chris fell down and went boom.
Yeah, I mean,
I think he suffered the same fate as you a few weeks back when that knocked you offline.
yeah,
that
not
made
everybody
We
knows.
were all
This.
wondering if you got caught by the tornado.
me-
Not everybody knows, but Aaron is a tornado survivor.
I am repeatedly too. No, I'm actually unlucky. But I posted on Twitter. They had a video. Because I live right on the river, so there's this valley, and on both sides of the valley, you know, you got the the hills and whatnot, and they'll put cameras up on tall buildings so you can see all the way down the river valley and like watch storm fronts come in. It's really pretty. So I posted that, and yeah, you just see this wall of cloud come in. And that was the storm that took me out that night. It's pretty cool.
Nice.
But luckily, I am where I've never had a tornado actually come into town, so
There you go.
not quite that bad.
So I heard for the first time that tornadoes come up all the way to Canada once in a while, but I've never experienced one here.
They get cold and come back down here.
Yes,
Tell
Corey.
you, that was one of the coolest things about moving to the Midwest when I was a kid. Is I'd never seen clouds turn green and yellow and stuff like that, and it's like these giant clouds just overhead. It was always impressive to me. I just hadn't seen that.
Yeah, it's like the end of Ghostbusters when all the clouds in the sky like darken the
dude.
whole city.
When
And
I
just
see
the
clouds
energy,
turn green, I look for
air,
pictures.
you know. What's that?
Here you go, Corey.
So don't play too much of it because we're gonna get flagged by Disney.
Oh shit! It's my jam.
This is legitimately the game.
Hell yeah!
So no, they don't have alien babes. They have the most boring like guys in gray suits for some reason. This game is so gay.
Oh,
Yeah, we
Yeah.
just mute it.
this is a real game.
Just mute it.
Mute it. Mute it.
Just mute it. Mute it.
Oh, you guys didn't know this? Oh my, you poor souls. We had our lives ruined way before you guys were born.
Look at this stuff. He's over here dancing. Look at him.
That's the thing. People like shit on Disney, and rightfully so, of course. But like George, like sold his
Hold up.
Star Wars like way before. Like he did a lot of cringe stuff way before selling off to
This is
Disney.
when Disney had the rights to this.
Mhm. So this is Disney.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is Disney.
Yeah, because George did a lot of cringe stuff as well. I mean, Disney definitely. The thing is, George mixed it up with some good stuff, but Disney didn't have much good stuff except maybe season 1 and 2 Mandalorian were okay.
Well, Corey, if Billy Bob is correct, this is Disney Star Wars.
Yeah.
I think it was Disney. I'm thinking this is like the first thing they had after they got the rights to. I might be wrong. This might be right before it. Either way, this is terrible.
Yeah, I mean, because I know they dropped a lot of projects that Lucasfilm had when they were bought. Like Disney just dropped everything. Like they just reoriented the whole company. They did not like continue what was going on. They just like did a full stop and then reoriented and then put a chick in it and made it gay.
To be fair, Lucasfilm did that a lot as well.
Mhm.
The original Star Wars Battlefront 3 was like 90% done. And they ended up getting fucking shit canned by Lucasfilm.
Mm-hmm.
And there was originally supposed to be a Darth Maul game. But I think George shit canned it. Because you were supposed to just play a villain Sith and stuff, and he just wanted to turn it into a good guy story or some shit.
Yeah, I think having a kid changed George a little bit. I think that's when he went full Jar Jar.
Kentucky Game of the Year. What was that?
I don't know.
Well, I
Something.
can go full Jar Jar.
Is that the audio?
Here you go.
stream? Yeah, there we go. We have somebody. Wrangler's full Jar Jar now. Is that the audio clip that's doing that? Let me switch it up. Disney Gay Wars. Yeah, I mean, it was pretty bad. That was it's coming from one of you guys. Yeah.
What is that?
Is that Aaron?
I don't think so. I have no idea.
Aaron turned into a chipmunk. We all know it.
That could be it. He's a were chipmunk.
Somebody's rewinding something.
Yeah, it sounds like either like scratching a vinyl or rewinding an old tape. Maybe it's the CIA recording our conversations on old analog tapes.
Then, if you're listening to us, CIA, let me say, check out Infinitel Chronicles on Indiegogo.
Right. So Chris is our guest today, but he got kicked out of the chat, maybe by intelligence agency. We don't know. The verdict is still out on that. But hopefully he'll be back in before the end of the stream. We'll see how that goes. That's kind of weird, though.
I think it may have been that when you brought up shrimp flavored snails. Maybe that's when he called it, you know?
He called delivery. He called gives. I was going to say give send go. DoorDash. Would DoorDash some snails?
Who the fuck is using DoorDash?
I mean, they're still a thing, aren't they? I used it once or twice, and
unless you're buying like an extremely large meal for a lot of people, I wouldn't say use it. The fucking upcharge and the tip.
I used it during the lockdowns because it was just terrible having to go around waiting lines with masks and all that bullshit. So I was just like, fuck it, have the food come to me. Hey, Meme Lord Woodrow, how's it going, man?
It is. I'm too broke to use stuff like that.
That.
I go and pick up the food, you know, normally.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. What's up, Meme Lord? Dusty Meme Lord came into.
You guys hear me?
Yeah, we hear you fine now.
Okay, sorry. I was talking earlier and I'm like, wait a minute, they can't hear me. Yeah.
Yeah,
My
well,
microphone is going to shit lately. I don't know what it is.
it sounded like a chipmunk was going off.
Being like Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Same thing happened. I was on Comics Gate live and like a couple weeks ago, and same thing happened. It kept cutting out. Pissed me off.
Oh, dude, like, I swear, maybe it's StreamYards, maybe not. I don't know. I like to blame StreamYards because I pay for it. Third crown, Corey, those are rookie numbers. You got to up your game a little bit here. Thank you, Wrangler.
Corey, YouTube's punishing you for not drawing hotter chicks, you know? Just saying.
You gotta, if you get more pages of Andromedoids coming out, I think your crown will go up in numbers.
That's right.
I think that's how it works. I'm pretty sure. Have you seen, Aaron, have you seen Corey's Andromedoids?
Yes. I'm waiting for that one to come out. I haven't seen that you've finished it yet, right? Like he's still working on it?
Yeah, he's still working on it. I think he's doing commissions off and on he's got work. I can't put 50 messages in cats. That's why you use a bot, Corey. You get your script bot coming in, you load it up with a bunch of pre-made sentences like fuck this crown bullshit and stuff like that.
Well, Frederic, why don't you do it ethically? Go get you a little tiny Chinese slave, right? And
Why
have
does it gotta
him.
be tiny?
You got to keep this ethically.
I mean, I think Omerglitch knows how to game the system. He's the expert in rigging. Hail jabronis, BA Turner. How you doing, man?
Hey, what's up, BA?
We got the trifecta of Aaron, BA, and Corey in the chat.
Hell yeah.
We're just missing Lord Otter, but Lord Otter is off studying for a fish exam. It's going to be, those otter permits to be.
He's smashing clams. That's what he's doing.
Oh, damn. I hope so.
Sounds sexy.
Keep getting commissions to draw babes. I wonder why that is, Corey. Whose fault is that? Seriously. Come on now.
As long as they're not blue like mine.
You got the trademark on the blue babes, don't you, Aaron?
That's right.
Well, about that, he's already did a commission already with another blue chick.
I guess I'll let it pass.
You can't fight all of them. You gotta choose your battles, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it goes.
By the way, is Telixmon of Elven heritage?
Yeah, technically she would be like a dark elf, but for the comic book, I don't know. I haven't really defined her ethnicity or her race or whatever, her species. So she's blue space girl, or blue space elf. How about that?
All right. I know how to distract her from invading Terra. We'll
So-
introduce her to James T. Kirk. He loves to charm the space.
Oh, dude. Yeah, she's done for.
So do I need to add a blue babe in my book as well? Is that what's going to make it like rock to the top of the charts?
It does not hurt.
Let's see. That's what I need. I need to talk with Omerglitch and get him to rig my whole campaign so I hit number 1.
You just have to have a bunch of hot babes on every cover.
Well, I'm working on it as we speak.
Hey.
See, is she not hot enough? See, she's Russian, she's Asian. She's got a lot of assets.
I don't know, Corey. Why don't you give your professional opinion on it? Go ahead.
Well, he said earlier that she's all right.
No.
Homer Glitch is blue. See?
I want to see your labia, damn it. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, you got to be on the members stream for that. That costs a little extra, I'm afraid.
No.
Uh-oh, Corey's got a hit. He's going to hit you.
Oh, legs look a little bit wonky.
Mm-hmm.
Check out my
Yeah.
Only Blues account.
She just ran up 3 flights of stairs.
She's tired.
Yeah.
She just had sex. She's got them baby deer legs.
Hey, spoilers, Aaron. Can't be spoiling the book. Like
Oh, my
that.
bad. I'm sorry.
Oh, boy.
And look, even Homer Glitch's picture is blue.
Blue boner to go with my blue. Damn, you guys are going full on.
And call him Papa Smurf.
Yeah, Corey, you're giving us all blue ball because of the Andromenoids. Yeah.
Yes, Corey. That's the idea. She's kind of turning on a heel, and she's looking to see which way she's going to run to.
I was getting the impression she came to a sudden stop and was trying to shift direction when she saw someone there.
Yeah,
Right.
that's the idea. On the
Although
roof.
Michael Jackson danced, that's cool too,
Frederic, how'd you like drawing all those windows?
Annie, are you okay?
Yeah, dude, it's I love drawing windows and architecture. Did you know that, Billy Bob? As much as I love drawing feathers, man, I can never get enough of
Oh,
those.
I know who needs to be your next villain.
The vulture.
No, Brickman.
Peter Smurf.
you gotta draw Brickman, Frederick.
Is that like a variant of that? Sounds like pouch. Isn't that the thing though? Brickman. That's
No. The thing's rocks. This is bricks. Okay, completely different.
Yeah. Yeah, because there's also like a concrete guy, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say we need a cement guy.
Yeah.
But those are fun to draw because they're still round and organic. It's when you have to break out your ruler that it.
No. Brickman is all angles. There's no roundness. It's all angles.
But still, if he's a man, you're going to be drawing it
Yeah,
by
like
hand.
no. Yeah, but he can be angle man, right?
Angle man. We're gonna have to see some concept art for that.
We'll get that. Oh, who we get? We'll get
No,
someone to concept it for you.
I've got all of the sketch pages for Immortal Rising 3 right now. I'm looking at them.
Ooh, that's
Yep.
fucking hot, man.
Supposed to be final edits for the sketches, so I'm just kind of going through. What I'll do when I have enough time to kind of really get into it is I'll hold the sketches up to the script and kind of go through it one by one and check them all. So, but that takes a bit of time.
Yeah, you gotta look at all the, and you don't see everything at first. Like you gotta be
No.
looking at it. I had some colored pages as well, and I was looking at it, and there's a few minor things to fix as well. And you can only see those when you've been staring at it for like 15, 30 minutes sometimes.
Yeah. Well, and so he didn't mark. Jose didn't mark the changes that he made. Like they're not in different color or anything. So I really have to go through and see, okay, what's different. So, make sure it actually matches what we got going on.
Corey's
You guys-
asking, is there 3 more hot blue queen babe in issue 3?
Yes, actually, spoiler. Was considering doing a cover, have you do a cover or some kind of a pinup with the Empress and a dragon. So I was hoping to maybe do like some kind of a heavy metal callback, something like that. But I don't know. I haven't really worked it out completely, like poses and stuff.
She was a hoa.
But yeah, but Telix Mon and a dragon on the cover would be fucking badass.
Okay, where's the link? Where do I order mine?
Yeah, I want to see Corey do a dragon. I think that would be badass with the way he does
Sure.
detail and everything. Oh, man,
For sure,
I don't know.
man.
Sounded cool to me.
Definitely. I mean, I think you're going to sell a lot of books with that formula.
Frederic did a little tiny dragon not too long ago.
A very tiny dragon.
Nice.
Should we? I don't know. Can I share that
What, the ink version?
or the flats version? I don't even know if I can share the file. Do you want me to share it, Billy Bob, or do we keep it on the wraps until it's done?
No, I mean, you can share it. I'll be right back anyways.
Let me see if I can share it because it's a different application. Yeah, I can only share. Okay, I got it. I got it here. How's that? There we go. So that is Billy Bob's character,
Nice.
Dina or Dinah.
Dinah.
And, these are the flats. So the color work has not started just quite yet. And this is the dragon here. So the dragon wasn't even part of the commission at first.
Yeah. Oh, look at that.
It wasn't part, but then like ever since ordering the commission, Dinah like killed the dragon.
Yeah.
So we had some modifications to her armor and added like dragon scales within her armor. And I figured I'd add like a kind of wounded dragon in the background to give, just like
I made him cry over
Yeah.
made him have the wings.
I like it. It looks cool.
You said do the feathers just like you do the bricks. Every single one of them.
Too late now, Corey. It's already been inked.
Corey says he could draw a dragon. I say prove it, Corey. You got to show us the money.
So, Frederic, how much ink did you have to squeeze out of a squid?
Well, I got my own squid kind of in the fridge. So whenever like I run out, I just go and squeeze them a little bit. Got to keep the cats out from attacking the squid because they're always trying to like claw at his tentacles and stuff. But yeah, don't you guys have squids in your fridges as well?
We're writers. We're not artists.
They're deep fried and buttered. We call it calamari.
Listen, I know you would love to work her butt, Corey. I know what kind of artist you are, but she's got a French butt, okay? This is not an Australian butt.
It's not blue either.
No, she's a fair maiden, isn't she, Billy? Want to tell her a little bit about her? She's a Valkyrie type character, you told me.
I'm not sure he's back yet. He did say he was stepping away for a second.
Yeah, but I thought he was coming in and out.
She's an ASMR. She's an ASMR. Is it ASMR? ASMR?
I thought ASMR was a type of YouTube video where people like,
Yeah.
Yeah, ASMR in D&D. It's like, there's an angel in your bloodline somewhere.
Pretty much she's in the film.
See, Omer Glitch wants Latina booties. See, these are not French artists. They can't appreciate a tiny little booty. Tiny and tatted. See, that's what I'm going for.
All right, Omer, here you go. Here's the Latina booty, if I can get it to move.
Yes, she's an ASMR. I think Omer is getting it. He's getting it.
You don't get to see her booty from this angle. Sorry, Omer.
No, it's
Yeah.
forget it.
I can zoom into her a little bit. Because she's got a lot of armor around it, and she's got that little drape thing here. Hopefully, I'll make it pop with some lighting and shading. Look at those feathers.
Man, that's a lot of detail, dude.
Yeah, I had to draw all of them, so you better be staring at each and every one of them. That's what I say. I'm gonna have to learn how to draw silhouettes with my wings.
Huh.
Billy, I'm gonna be studying some Hellboy. Draw 3 elements of detail and leave the rest of the page black. And have the squid do the work. Well, thank you very much, Corey. Appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you, guys. All right, let's get back to work. Let's get back to it. There we go. So yeah, you were saying, Aaron, you got so the whole book is sketched out in thumbnails. Is that what I'm understanding correctly?
Well, the way that Jose works, it's like he's sketched it all out. I mean, so by some standards, he's already kind of done most of the work. Like he really goes the distance because he just throws detail into everything. So. But yes, it's all there in its simplistic form. I would like to share some of it with you guys, but I don't want to spoil anything just yet.
No, I understand. Like, this is a new book and it's early, it's preliminary. I wouldn't want to like pressure you to do that. Although Corey did share some of his Andromedoids. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
Which is why Corey gets the crown. And you got the crown in our books, Corey, for sure. Chesticles. That is such a disgusting word, but I know what you mean, Rich. I know what you mean.
Take a look at that.
Ooh, yeah, let's get him. Ah, dude.
So on a dragon, here's Erickson, and this is Listo, and he's on the back of a dragon.
Yeah, because this is the beauty of digital work. Like you go straight. It's the same file from the thumbnail right to the finishes.
Yeah, look at that. Isn't that crazy?
So he draws the whole book kind of a sketch format. Then he gets your okay on it. Then he goes back and does the finishing works.
A little butt shot for you. And a front shot. You guys are lucky.
Yeah, I think Corey would approve on these. Definitely.
So anyways, yes. So that is what I'm doing.
That's all you're getting, folks.
That's it for now. Sorry, guys.
You got to come back for more the next time.
That's
man,
right.
Those are looking sweet. Like how exciting!
And Homer, just for you, you wanted a Latina chick. There you go. How's Chill from El Dorado look for you? I think she's got the qualities and booty you were looking for.
Yeah, what Christopher Columbus's sailors saw when they got off the boat.
They're like, I'm going to colonize that ass. So must be pretty exciting. Like you get all the pages at once from your artist, Aaron. Is that how it works?
Yeah,
he's dropping them all.
Yeah, because the way that we have it worked out, I'll pay him for sketches. Then usually like I'll give him half beforehand. Then he comes back with them like a month or whatever later, and then I pay him the other half. And then I go over them, go over it with the script in hand, make sure that it's close to what I'm trying to do, and then I let him embellish in different ways because he's the artist. It's a co-op work, so I let him kind of do artistic shit that looks cool, and then even if it kind of breaks what I'm going for, but doesn't, too bad. Anyways, I let him strut his stuff, and then I send it back to him. I pay him the first half for actually doing the lines and inking it. And then, finish paying that, and then colors is last. Well, actually, lettering is last, but he usually does it all in like one big chunk. So he'll just be like, "Well, here, let me just do it."
So he's doing the lettering as well. So it's a one-stop shop.
He does it all. Yeah, he does all of it, and it's super cool because he's told me that he's willing to stay with the series stay with it out, as far as we go. So I actually, as a part of Immortal Rising, I have at least 2 more stories that are side stories. Because I have the mini, I guess the short story series. It's Immortal Rising Tales. So I already have Immortal Rising Tales #1, and then I'm going to do Immortal Rising Tales 2 and 3. So it'll just tell just little snapshots into the side, the side of the main story. So helps flesh out the world a little bit, and just everything in general, just the whole environment.
So are you going to have the side stories done by the same artist, or are you going to?
Yeah, it's all going to be Jose.
Oh,
yep.
Damn, that's nice. The fact that you could keep the same artist has
Yeah.
a lot of value. I mean, I think that's one thing people appreciate when you get into a work. It's kind of jarring when you switch artists.
Sure.
I mean, if he's better, then it's a welcome change. But if you get fall in love with the first one and it changes it up, sometimes it's
it can change the whole tone in your mind.
A little bit, yeah. So the fact that you get the same artist, man, that's
well,
huge.
and his work
Jose is unique.
Yeah, it's so styled to him, so unique to him that I don't know. I mean, I think it would put a quick end to me if I had to go find another one to just not even to match completely, but just having someone with a clear, unique style like he does.
Right, because he's got quite an original art style. It's digital, but it's also almost got that anime feel. Like it feels like animation. That's what what you say.
So many people are like, man, when I'm reading it, it feels like I'm watching an anime. I was like, yeah, it does. It's fucking badass. So yeah, but he seems to be cool with me, and actually I haven't even started writing it quite yet, but I have a story in my mind that is not Immortal Rising at all, that I've asked him if he would like to do. I gave him the synopsis. It'll be in black and white, and he liked it. He was like, he's down. So I may be doing that with him as well, but that's more of like, I haven't even written it yet. Whereas like the other stuff, the other stories I do have written. So, and actually I have #4 of Immortal Rising, the main story. I've already got that started as well. So I know where I'm going after this little 3-part arc is done. So
how much do you put into a script? Like, are you going to do the breakdown of the number of panels per page, or like how loose or how tight are you with the scripting?
So for me, with Jose, he has such a an idea of how he approaches a page anyways. So basically what I do is, how do I explain it? So when we first kind of got together, I had an idea of how I was going to write scripts. And then when I handed it off to him, he would just combine panels or get rid of useless panels.
Yeah.
And so his because his 10 plus years in animation and stuff like that, and storyboarding, he just knows what he's doing. So having worked with him now for a while, I don't know, like 7 years off and on doing different little projects and shit, the way I've learned to work with him is I will write down a description of what I want to have happen on the page, and then I break down. I give him 4. If I can get a page in 4 panels, then I'll give him 4 panel description. Sometimes it's 5, or even into 6. But I let him choose how he wants to set it up on the page, because he might do something real graphic, as far as it's just a person, in front of something else, and that is itself a panel. Does that make any sense?
Oh yeah, I mean, you have what we call anchor images.
Yeah,
just you want your pages to stand out, and as an artist, you got to see what the whole page is going to look like, and it's got to pop. It's got to be beautiful. Each page is kind of a work of art in itself, in a way.
Right. Yeah. So that's why I give him a description, of how I want it to be, and then each panel that I write out, he decides, or I tell him, okay, this character has this emotion, this character has that emotion, and here's what they say. And then he will stage it, angles and things like that. That's all on him. So he doesn't do things like break the 180 rule, stuff like that. So
Of course, yeah.
What's the 180 rule?
it's where you have a character facing one way, and then on the next panel they're the opposite side of the panel. So
Yeah,
it confuses the flow.
So a good example, if you have two characters talking, and on that panel, which one's on the left, one's on the right, and if you go into the next panel or page, and it's swapped around, you don't really want to do that.
Yeah.
Right.
It's
It's not-
confusing. You don't understand what happened. Did they teleport?
Yeah.
So don't change the camera angle from north to south when you switch panels.
Exactly. You don't want to do an extreme change like that. You can move it slowly, like over the shoulder. You can go in one direction or the other. But if you just do a complete 180, that's one of the most confusing switches you can do.
Yep. So that kind of thing.
I like what Meme Lord Woodrow says here. He says, I have a very similar story to my writing style and my artist Bruce. I don't even do panels anymore, just page summaries. That's interesting. So
That's cool.
the artist does the whole cutting up the page into panels and all that. That's very cool.
So are you also writing the dialogue that you're going to have in that page as well when you're doing those summaries?
Yes. Yep. So I'll break it down by panel, and I'll say who's in the panel. I'll say what emotion they have, that they're trying to convey. And then that's about it. I let him, like I said, he chooses their position, their angle, all that stuff. His style, his art style, and my writing, I think, complement each other really well. I've been told that a few times, so I will take that as a truth.
Has your artistic collaboration kind of evolved with the books you've done so far?
Oh yeah, definitely. I feel like I'm better at writing scripts. They're way cleaner. I don't have extra stuff on there at all. My dialogue has also I've trimmed it up and cleaned it up and stuff like that. I'm really happy with what I did with the second one. There was a couple of scenes that I really cleaned up the dialogue, and I think that it flows a lot better. So yeah, just, I don't know, working with him and seeing his choices on how to frame scenes as well. That's kind of, I think, worked into how I stage things now as well. So I don't know. I like it. It's been a blast. And Jose's been talking about doing classes, because he teaches art in Mexico, and he's got a bunch of Mexican students and stuff, but he doesn't do them in English. And he's been kicking this idea around for a while now about doing English lessons. And I want to take some lessons from him, mainly just so I can kind of learn how to storyboard, so that me and him can communicate better. There's a lot of stuff that I don't know, and if I hear it straight from him, I think that would really help out our any kind of communication problems that we have.
Oh, that's interesting. There's a great book also, I think Will Eisner's Sequential Art. I don't know if you've ever read that one.
No, I haven't yet.
Oh, that I would
I've heard of
recommend that. Yeah, that's a must get. That's one of the books you got to buy when you're learning to draw comics.
Yeah.
And he just breaks down a lot of the storytelling through comics. And
Look at this. So this panel is actually Listo in chains. A little spoiler: the Empress, she puts a magical chain spell on him, which I explain. But see how he's got the main image, and then behind it is emotional cues and
you got
monsters and stuff. I know what this stuff is, but
characters dividing the panels with the shapes and stuff. Yeah.
And then it goes down, you see him and you see her reaction. So, and then the way that I probably, I don't know off the top of my head, but the way it probably was in the script is this is probably a panel, this is probably a panel, then this here would be the third panel, and then down here would probably be a fourth, and then he probably added one. That's usually how that goes. Or maybe I did 5, and this is how he layered it. So yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. As an artist who writes for himself, like I'll write a full script and then I'll kind of like throw it out because it's
Yeah.
at some point it's all in my head. So
Yeah,
page per page, I'll have I'll have the free flow of reworking it once I'm at the page level. But the same way that your artist can like rework what you give them a little bit, there's needs. I believe it's important to have them give them a leeway because I think you're going to get better pages out of that.
exactly.
Unless you're starting with a new artist who's not up to his game, but you clearly that's not your issue. Clearly,
Well, and we've done a few stories, so I think that we jam well together by now, and yeah, that's why I just let him do his thing, because he'll bust out a page like that off of my description, and in my mind, I might have something similar to that, but he just, he'll just nail it. So it's like, that's fucking great,
So are you always surprised with the result, or sometimes is it okay? Yeah, that's what I saw as well. Or
Most of the time, that's what I saw.
Okay.
He's pretty good at that, but like the way that he frames things, I don't think the way that he does, and he's had that with that the actual animation background. He can do it way better. He's like a great cinematographer, whereas I may be the director. He's the cinematographer for sure.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's a blast. I really have a good time working with him too.
You've got a lot of story with this project. Like I was thinking back, to Chris, we lost since we started the script, the show. But thank goodness you're here, Aaron. But like you both are working from real games that you've played. Like,
Oh yeah,
it's all tabletop games and characters you know very intimately with your friends playing some of the
Oh, yeah.
characters and you
I
playing
even
some-
worked in a little bit of some of their personality too, so it's always fun to write for them or have scenes with them because some of those role play scenes we actually went through. So it may be condensed down into a couple of pages in the book, but sometimes those arguments lasted a while. Like a couple of the players, they kind of clashed every now and again, and so that came out in the game often, and so I kind of worked that into the story a little bit.
Yeah, our midget died last session for Quincy's character,
Oh,
our dwarf.
Hey, we
Yeah,
got
keep
Omer
that.
glitch
Glitch.
coming
From a heart
out,
attack.
man.
look at that!
What's going on?
Is that
This
ominous?
This is Deathmonger, yes, from Ominous. Yeah.
Deathmonger from Ominous. Yeah, we're gonna have him as a guest tomorrow on the Comicsgate Commandos.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
The Kami Commandos.
Check it out. Yeah, I don't know much about his book yet, so I'm looking forward to meeting him and getting to know the book a little bit better.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
Elliot's
cool.
a good guy.
Elliot,
Yeah.
he's cool as shit.
Yeah, he does a lot of streaming as well. Like I've seen him all over the place on X. He seems to be a good promoter, like you, Omer. Like he seems to be like well. Is he the artist or the writer?
He's the artist writer of Ominous. Yeah, he's a creator, artist
Oh,
writer.
he's another,
He's down in Peru. So
Interesting.
yeah,
With the llamas.
he's Peruvian.
That's cool. So, what do you think of all the preview art we've been seeing from Aaron there, Omer?
Oh, looks great, man. Looks great. Is that Jose Garcia? Is that
Oh
who the
yes,
artist
sir.
is? Oh, okay. Cool.
And we don't know, but there may be a
He's my
Corey
cousin.
Barton. There may be a Corey Barton cover down the line. Who knows? We'll cross our fingers.
You know,
Love to see a Corey Barton dragon with.
Well, I mean, so the the Empress came. Since the fans liked her so much, I was like, well, I got to put her in the third act. So I came up with a great way to have her in the third book, which makes more sense. I'm glad that because for the story purpose, it makes more sense to have her kind of to close out the three acts.
yeah, there was
started
two
it.
well-rounded points.
and
Everyone.
and I think it'll just be badass to have. And I was searching the images of like classic fantasy either heavy metal magazine kind of stuff, where it's like a chick with a big ass dragon, and that's kind of what I would like to do with Corey. But first, I want to give him enough reference that he can see where I'm coming from, and then I'll probably have him, because that's what I did last time. Like, I waited till enough stuff was done, and then I gave him as much.
When you say reference, you mean blue chick reference or dragon?
Well, yeah, mainly just so he can kind of see the scene that she's involved in, that I'm going to have him kind of steal the image from. So, and then I'm going to get a comparable one, because, like I said, I'd like to do maybe not a montage. What am I thinking of?
An homage.
An homage, yes. Do like an homage to some classic piece of work. I don't know. We'll see.
Homage is French.
You said it so Frenchy, yeah. An homage.
An homage.
I love it. I love it. It's great, Brad.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not sure who else I'm going to have, because I want him, and I was thinking about asking, was that Vasila Lolos? Or whatever?
Oh yeah, Vasilis Lolos.
I really like his style.
Dude, I love his style as well. He's got that old Jamie Hewlett tank girl style.
Well, and I think he would do a great version of like a cover for the gods or something. Just with that crazy armor and this badass, robes of Erickson and Listo. I think it would be badass to see that with his style.
Yeah, I would love to see that as
good.
well. I think Patrick got a Vasilis cover for his previous campaign that just ended.
That's cool.
He got Peter to do the colors on it, and crazily enough, Peter did like full-on Vasilis style colors, like because Vasilis is known for his like very 1980s, like neon bright colors.
Yeah.
Sometimes. So that was fun to see.
Yeah, I just like seeing his work. I unfortunately I did not back Heat Punk, but I like seeing his work whenever I see it posted.
I haven't seen him on the Kings lately. Is he still over there? I don't.
I'm not sure.
I mean, I haven't heard any drama update, but he's in Greece, so I think there's a whole thing that also plays into it.
Yeah, different times.
Yeah.
Different times for different crimes.
I mean, I laughed so much when Patrick told me how he got him on the Commando show. He was like, I just booked him one day, and I told him, okay, you're coming on next week, and he was like, oh shit, okay. Because I think it would have been hard to. Some things are just hard to plan. So sometimes you have to ask forgiveness and not permission. It was
Aaron,
such a rock star.
Yeah.
Billy mentioned my dwarf died in the game.
Yes,
this is him. This is him. Don't worry,
cool.
he did get better. So, cool.
I got it.
There's an elf in one of my books that I was gonna possibly play in that campaign. We're gonna port him in there. And so I tried to get Brock to make an image of him.
Uh-huh.
And it spit out this monstrosity here. Can your elf do this?
Woo! Only after a blue pill, you know what I mean? That's impressive.
Vicissitudes from Vampire, like in the Vampire lore.
Yeah, can Drake Hardy do that?
Yes. No.
These bowstrings don't even go anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, AI art is not up to snuff, thankfully.
But it can be endlessly entertaining sometimes.
Oh, dude, it's a blast. I really like the Sasquatch and Yeti, or the Stormtrooper.
Oh yeah, that
the day in life as a Stormtrooper.
Yeah, there's the other guy who does
great.
the other guy who does the like what's it called, the most Mexican man in the world, and like the most whitest guy in the world. That guy's hilarious. The blackest guy in the world.
The Dagoth runs are the best. I'm gonna be honest with you when it comes to AI like videos.
Which ones?
Dagoth
I
It's
don't know.
from Morrowind. He's the main villain of Morrowind.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
And someone was doing like that, but it was like on Joe Rogan's podcast.
Yeah, that's a classic.
Which he's interviewing him, and it's just going into a bunch of like schizo Elder Scrolls lore shit.
And I mean, to be fair, it's easy to add anybody on Joe Rogan. You just put a red, a red, what do you call it? I was going to say rug, but drape, like a red drapery behind anybody, and it looks like he's on the Joe Rogan show.
Well, I mean, thing is, Elder Scrolls lore just works really well. Like, it's not even that out of place on Joe Rogan. Yeah.
Because they like hunting.
No, because you're like, he brings on like the quacky conspiracy theorist type people.
Yes.
check out that that I just shared my screen. And so I did some AI, some grok of the Empress. I thought that was pretty cool. I like that the lace that I gave her.
Oh wow.
I still remember when
He looks
we were
bangable.
generating images with Otter, and the
And then
fucking
here's a scene from the book 2.
Frederic wanted a crown on the character. It put a crown, man. Gave her a fucking Hulk Hogan bald spot.
Here's your crown. It's funny.
Is that the crown we've been fighting over in the chat?
Yes.
Very one. So
Give you a
get the ball spot with the crown, though. That's the price to pay.
But AI is a lot of fun if you ask it questions like, hey, there's a guy, in one hand he holds Crinchinaban, in the other hand he holds the One Ring. What happens to him? Yeah, AA says he'd probably go insane and probably end up dead within a couple of days. So I asked a follow-up question. What if this guy's name happened to be Victor Von Doom?
Uh-oh.
And Grok's like, that changes everything.
I used it for research. I have one of my characters in book 2 of Mattel is an actual AI. Like one of the big baddie bankmen builds a physical robot and imbues her with an AI. So I actually did research like, okay, if you were activating an AI and the AI wanted to take over the world, what would be the first steps she would take, like in the 24 hours and things like that. So you got the whole very useful for research.
All right, let's
AI stuff.
Let's rephrase that. He didn't build her to take over the world. It's his original sex box that he repurposed to take over the world, right?
Well, no, not exactly.
Come on, this is the modern world, Frederick. You know where this is going. He just has a random chick robot lady. Come on.
Well, he's got a whole army of employees that kind of build that stuff. So, he's got a whole department store of sex bots, if you will.
Shit, that sounds draining.
Right. But I did as well a lot of costume research with the AI for a lot of characters, because it's even when you draw yourself, like it goes way faster when you got a whole cast of characters to line up. And I was building a website. I've got a secret area on my website where you can see like G.I. Joe character cards and things like that.
Nice.
And I had to have like temporary images, so I just used Grok designs. And you can also try stuff out as well. Like, okay, what if this character had this type of mask? What if you give him this and that? And you never get like 100% what you're looking for. Like it's always like kind of an 80% zone.
Yeah.
You get closer on some aspects, but then it'll drop some other aspects that were fine. But I guess
you have to be real specific with AI sometimes to retain certain things.
Yeah, and even then,
like that bow. Like, did you put like I need a 18th century bow and arrow, and it would change it and fix it because it would know what it is. But
he
just
didn't
a
want
bow and arrow. It's just going to give you a modern day one.
Listen, he didn't want to mess that up. That's why he gave him what he wanted originally, which is the third hand, right, or foot. What he wanted. He doesn't know that he wanted that, but that's secretly what he wanted.
Come on, Grok, I need you to give me a hand here.
Yeah, I was using Grok just a little bit ago to generate my posts for some artwork. For scheduling posts over on X, I'm gonna be posting soon, like some Groot art that I made back in the day, fan art.
When you say you're using X, Grok, I mean it's for the text for like the copyright.
Yeah, I'm like, hey Grok, I'm gonna post this artwork for Groot, Marvel Comics Groot. Give me the best posts so that I can get the most views over on X. What's the best? And it'll give me the hashtags and the text and a quip little a little quip and a little question of like so people can try to interact with the post. And I'm like, give me the best one for the best maximum interaction on social media. Pops up the hashtags and everything. It's great.
Damn.
That's something I'm still trying to remember to do when I make posts is put hashtags in there.
And how
I
successful?
like to call them pound signs, but
how successful are you, Omar, with requests like that? Does it give you results that actually give you results?
Yeah, I would say it's about a 10% increase than just a regular post. So it's worth doing and repeating over and over again.
Okay.
With that 10% increase.
get that cumulative build.
Yeah. I'm trying to build my X a little more so I can have more followers on X. I'm trying to build more followers on X.
The only time I remember to go on X is when I'm like, oh, I got to figure out the physics on how this works or that works. Hey, Grok. That's about it.
Yeah. I don't.
Or I wonder what two fictional characters would do if they had to fight, and I go ask Grok what he thinks because some of this,
bang, right?
It's hilarious.
You know, Omar, you should draw a biblically accurate angel. That's what you should.
A biblically accurate angel?
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't that be like a spinning orb thing with a helix spinning inside of it or something?
Oh yeah, be not afraid.
That kind is known as the thrones. There's many different types. There's archangel, cherubim, seraphim, principalities, powers, thrones, and a couple others.
Yeah, did you all ever watch the show The Peripheral over on Netflix? Where they go into the AI?
James.
Be not afraid.
Our legal lizard in the form of a sandwich.
Sandwich?
Shit.
Give me a moment. I just need to metamorphosize.
It's a big word.
It is complete.
Oh, crap. My lunch just disappeared.
I'm
you
no
doing,
one's
Jake?
lunch and or bitch. Doing well. Enjoying the
Ironic. We had Chris on. You missed him, and he was a what was the name? Defiant developer.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, right. Like,
I didn't miss him. He missed me.
Well, everybody missed Chris because like he was there 15 minutes ahead of the stream. We were chatting. We had the best talk about alligator Alcatraz, and then we play the intro, and he's no longer there. He's off to alligator Alcatraz. So hopefully he's all right, and he didn't.
Yeah,
probably the thunderstorm.
Gwyneth Paltrow of Vag flavored snails. I think that's when he dropped.
Oh,
That's nothing new. She's been at that for a while.
you know, I've known him long enough. That's not going to phase him. Trust me.
Maybe, but I think it was a correlation. Yeah,
He'll be back.
What if it was Nancy
back.
Pelosi instead of Gwyneth Paltrow?
Oh shit.
Frederic said he won the number one, like the snail eating contest, right? Didn't you, Frederic?
What you're talking about? There's no snail eating contest.
Someone should. I love snails so much. That should be easy for y'all Frenchies, you know.
When are we gonna do the chicken nugget Chick-fil-A eat out contest?
And here I was thinking of grilled snails and cheese on a croissant.
That's just like a recipe to get sick. Like I will never do an eating challenge, especially not with fast food, man. That's a recipe.
No, Chick-fil-A is good though. You can pop like 50 of those. You'll be all right.
Well, I can't pop 50 of anything, and we don't have Chick-fil-A in Canada.
Oh, that sucks.
Man,
what's
you
up?
guys really are communist.
To be fair, is Chick-fil-A anywhere outside of the U.S.?
Hey, Christina, welcome. How you doing? Probably not. I think it's an
Hola,
American
Christina.
brand, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's only American.
America.
They
Pretty
do.
America.
America, America.
Oh, that's a good film, man. I wish they did a bunch of sequels of those ones. They were hilarious.
Yeah. We also
Hey,
got
Frederick, I have a bucket list to go to Canada at some point. I'd love to go there.
Yeah, man, come on over. I mean, it's beautiful in the summer. For 2 weeks, we got good weather, and it's a great place to visit, especially Quebec and Montreal. You got the old cities. Quebec is the oldest fortified city in North America. You got beautiful old buildings. It's the closest you can get to Europe without crossing the Atlantic.
Frederick, I'll visit in that direction once we get our 51st state,
Well, yeah, that's going to happen any day now because, dude, Mark Carney is just folding like a lawn chair. It's like, we'll never fold. And then like 24 hours later, we changed our mind.
Are they actually going to vote for it and stuff?
No, it's already, they're already backtracked as far as I understand.
Of course they have. It's theater, baby.
Like he's being made fun of in newspapers
Everywhere.
across the world. Yeah.
Hey, you're.
No, I'm meaning Alberta themselves.
Oh, I don't know what the status of that is.
How's his support at home? By home, I mean your home, not his.
I have no idea. I don't really talk to people.
He talks to lizards instead.
Yes, correct. I talk to cats. My cats don't really care much for him. He hasn't done anything to bring more treats to the feline.
Well, that's because they realized if he stays elected, they're going to end up in the soup.
Yeah, I mean, Carney is a joke. Like he doesn't even live in Canada. Like he's from England. They had an election, and then he moved down to Canada to be our prime minister. And as soon as he's done over with, he's moving back to England. So how
does that happen?
How can you take somebody like that seriously?
I mean, frankly, this sounds like a giant globalist ploy.
I do got a question. Do y'all not have a requirement that you have to be born here to be, a leader?
I have no clue what the requirements are. And to be fair, like everything's pretty wonky.
To be fair,
like we have a lot of treaties that are not signed and things like that. So Canada's been wonky since the start.
The start in what, 1974 or what was it?
No, like even when the between the French and the English, like the treaty.
You guys got your flag in the 70s, didn't you, or something like that?
Yeah, but I wasn't in Canada in the 70s, so
complete disgrace.
I got here in the early 80s.
Yeah, he was in Germany. 9999.
Yeah, I mean, good old days.
No.
I think we're due for a little bit of Sabrina here.
Hold me tight, my love tonight. Tell me if you
Man, she
Wrangler's a
looks
figment
great
of
with
our imagination.
just a little thickness on her. Man, oh,
She's so perfect. Like I love the old
I
school
mean, she looks
Sabrina.
great, really thin too. But wow, not just a little one. Wow,
She's
But you're into
Italian.
fat chicks.
She's Italian.
she's Italian.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, she's Italian all over mine.
Nice try.
Yeah.
You
Better luck
wish.
next time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish.
And cancel.
That's all right. You can find plenty of women that looks like that in Colombia.
In Colombia.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, that was a fascinating conversation you were having earlier, James.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
I
And some of
still
those
have
in
I got to
Canada.
listen to the rest, but I had to break away for a few minutes, and I came back and hit resume. So I was like 15 minutes behind whatever you were talking about live. So I stopped commenting, but then I ran out of time, and this show was starting. So I'm gonna have to catch up on the rest of that afterwards.
Yeah. My co-host went in deep into alternate history. You mentioned last time, Frederick, I think it was yesterday, about the
Tartaria. Yeah, I heard
Tartaria,
I heard Black Knight talk about Tartary.
yes. That took up half the conversation. He went
Oh,
in deep
nice.
for a good 20 or so minutes.
Yeah, I heard him mention it, but then I had other stuff to get to, so I dropped it.
Yeah, so
But I heard you guys talking about Atlantis and then uncontacted and lost South American civilizations. And I was sitting there like, this isn't live. I can't comment. It'll not make sense to what they're talking about now. But man, you had me chomping at the bit because that's all the stuff I've been diving into.
yeah, I have two very knowledgeable co-hosts, so I just kind of let them go. If you watch any stream, you realize I do so little talking. I like ramble for about 5 minutes, and I think the most I talk is like 7 to 10 minutes. And I just let the two of them go at it.
Those are the best shows, man. Just
Yeah.
let people.
It's all the shows.
Yeah.
Yeah. My show, well, not my show. I host their show, Terran Tuesdays. Maybe a half hour before this one goes live. The actual hosts, I just call myself like the basic host, press the buttons. But the Black Knight and R8 Snow are the hosts. It's more so their podcast, so they go in deep on stuff.
Yeah, you almost operate more as the producer.
Yeah,
Although you do some of the hosting as with the intro and the outro, but other than that, you go into producer mode and let it rip.
Yeah, and the latest ones have been better because we just been going. Usually we choose a topic, but we just been kind of just free forming it because it just flows better. Yeah, like I said, they're interesting. Black Knight is a Bulgarian actual author. He's a professional author, so he gets paid to write, sits down and writes all day. So there's a lot of awesome information to glean from him. And then you got R8 Snow, who just has done next to everything out there. So
Yeah, we should have her on as a guest sometime, RH. I think she'd be a great guest.
yeah, I
I think she drew a lot, if not all, the illustrations in her books.
Yes, we did a podcast where we went through all of her illustrations, but she does do a lot of drawing. And I know she's on a few other podcasts, comic related podcasts. Just can't remember which ones.
So I'm curious,
Be a fan of,
how far the rabbit hole did you get to on the subject of Tartaria?
Well, I was more so just listening, but Black Knight started off with like a giant mud flood, he said, that wiped out Tartaria.
Yeah.
And they talked about how, at least he talked about, there's like, China had a similar Tartaria, or they might have been like allies and stuff, and just how all their infrastructure got destroyed in a massive natural disaster. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, there goes Tartaria. Supposedly, who knows?
Well, I mean, we have all the maps. Like if you go look at maps that are like 1500s or 1400s, like Tartaria is where Russia used to be.
Okay.
There's traces of the Tartarian language in America. I've seen texts mentioning Tartarian language.
Okay.
It was well known during that period, and it was a big empire as well. And for some reason, it's completely not talked about past the 1940s.
Interesting. I'll have to take a look at this.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's when you research mud flood in Tartaria, you see a lot of the old world architecture and how all the first and second level of the architecture kind of gets buried in a mud flood. So we have that even here in Quebec, like all over the world. Like if you look at the old world buildings, the first level, sometimes you have doors, you have windows that are buried underground. And they even have weird explanations. Like I was talking, there's a castle here in Quebec called the Chateau Frontenac, and it's got the same thing. It's got windows that are buried underground. And when you ask them, they have these silly, convoluted answers. Whereas, oh yeah, we brought in the aqueducts, and then they brought in dirt from all over, and then they covered all the streets in dirt up to one level. And if you don't think about it, you're like, oh, okay, they covered all the. But when you start scratching your head, you're like, wait, they covered the whole streets everywhere with dirt? Like that doesn't make any sense. Like you dig to add.
Yeah, what civilization would do that? That doesn't make sense.
So there's that, and there's also like stories about free energy as well. There's ideas that a lot of the stuff that Tesla was using seemed to have been more common in Tartaria, like they had free energy cities and things like that. But there's no real way to prove that, right? All we have is like old photographs, old drawings and things like that. But it's undeniable that it existed. Maps with Tartaria are plentiful and abound. So it's not a question. It's not a question that Tartaria existed. It just comes down to what did it consist of and how did it disappear?
Interesting.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite subjects.
With interest.
Yeah. Compound interest.
With compound interest. Yeah. That is crazy, I have to look into that one of these days.
Yeah, I've got like tons of photos. Like it's one of the topics I follow on X, and it's such beautiful photos. Like photos from the 1800s, where you have like all the old architecture. Sometimes it's just drawings. A lot of stories with blimps that we never learned about. Like blimps used to be able to land on top of the Empire State Buildings, and all the skyscrapers had like latches that blimps could latch onto. Hey. And you could just like come into the city, latch onto the top of a skyscraper, go to the restaurant, and then go on your way after that. So these are things that we didn't see in the history books, and we've never seen in any movies either. So it's kind of fascinating to discover that these things existed. And
there's a lot of stuff like that. Like once, if you were to go into a bar, they wouldn't only just have booze as a mainstay. They'd also have poppers, if anybody knows what those are.
Like jalapeno poppers?
No, it was like this little bottle. I forgot what it was exactly, but you had to sniff it. And it was real popular amongst the gays. And they believe...
talking about stuff?
No, it's called poppers.
No, they're called poppers, yeah. It's
usually
like they had a big comeback in the 80s.
Yeah, and they say that this may have aided in the AIDS epidemic because gay people were just taking it like ridiculous. It was very popular in all the gay bars, and it had major side effects on people's bodies. But around that time, it just disappeared, mainly because of the extreme health issues. But it's another thing, there's a lot of these things that were just common and culturally known that just disappeared, and you never hear from them again.
They were like a version of whippets.
Amyl nitrite.
I don't know a whippet.
It's called amyl nitrite.
There you go.
Yeah.
I've never even heard of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, me neither.
like
Well, I
you know
heard
how
of
you
it
can
but
get
because
high
of
up
video. I saw
the
James's.
cream.
Oh, the whipped
The-
cream can whippets.
Yeah.
I've heard of that. I've just never
Yeah,
heard of
so
the.
kind of a
coffee
version of that.
Yeah.
And allegedly, it ruins your immune system if you party all the time on those poppers and drinking and doing all of that
Yeah.
fun
My
that
girl likes to party all the time.
bacteria
Party all
that
the time.
is foreign to your body, and it ruins your. Yeah. Bye, Freddie.
Yeah. So those were very popular.
Yeah.
The party scene. But you're right. I remember going in at a deep dive and blimps and stuff. I mean, there's some companies bringing blimping back.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that gets me is because the rationale, like we have that one blimp, a picture that's in every history
The
book,
Hindenburg.
and the Hindenburg caught fire, and then we stopped using blimps. You know, just like when the first plane crashed and we stopped using airplanes. You know,
It wasn't just the Hindenburg. There were a few other disasters as well from another number of countries. Most of those were actually due to poor construction. But another big aspect was that they were just really slow, and slowly planes were making their way into being the number one form of air travel, and they were just generally faster. I think there was a few other things as well that kind of hindered them.
I think it took 2 days to cross the Atlantic, so they used to follow boats, like they were accompanying boats and
Wind was the issue.
The advantage,
wind was also a big issue. Wind control.
One of the big advantages, though, is you did not require a centralized airport. You could start from any field. You could build you could be built by a much more variety of manufacturers, and they were decentralized, like less control over those things.
Technically, I think if we improve the helicopter a bit, it could replace the blimp. Not that we haven't already done that, but when I think of everything a blimp could do,
Let's take hot air balloons, attach drones for control, and you could do like city lifts where they take people off the ground and up to the top floor of the buildings with the bars, and maybe move from building to building.
I saw a terrible hot air balloon fire situation happen.
Those happen
last week or something like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just like the hot air balloon caught fire and then just crashed straight to earth with I think dozen people, 17 people or something in the basket.
I heard of something like that a while ago, like a couple years back.
Yeah, this one was recent, I believe.
That's what happens. Yeah, when it catches fire, I believe it shoots up directly into the air, just propels upward, and then it just burns up and falls to the ground.
Yeah, you're kind of done for by then. What are you going to do?
Yeah. That's why you don't go in one of those things without a parachute.
Well, I'm going to get out and push.
Yeah, but do people
that's
go
the
in
bucket
with?
list of mine? I want to go on a hot air balloon.
Do people actually wear parachutes in those?
I mean, I would. Going down, parachute.
Only the operator wears the parachute. I'm just kidding.
You know what would be a blast if I had the balls to try it? Hang gliding.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
or even what are those flying squirrel-like suits people wear? They just
that's what I was thinking. People who jump off mountains with just flaps between their legs and arms. That's insane. That's got to be crazy.
Hey, you want? If I lose weight really fast, I can probably do that naked.
With the skin flaps.
Oh God!
Shit.
Well, you should
my
film
scrotum flap.
Do.
I can fly with my scrotum.
Yeah, you definitely want to film that and
hold the ripcord on the scrotum shoot
for my own fans. For my chatterbait site. Yeah.
Look like a flying squirrel.
Yeah.
Rocky
I mean, they work though. People are. You see video of those people. That looks like drone flights. They're speeding, they're staying close to the mountain, but they're going full throttle, full speed down the mountain.
Those
Yeah, I
guys,
just wanted to
I'm
comment real
convinced they
quick
can
on
do anything except back up.
those popper whippet things. They used to sell those at the head shops. That's where you used to get them.
Yeah, I've never seen. I mean, I was
And
young in the
Esparza
'80s,
as
so
well.
thankfully, never
Yeah,
seen.
I saw them up until the 90s. But I mean, I never tried them, because I knew they were kind of fucked. But
Yeah, I mean, there's still like people were still like getting high off of cans and stuff like that, right? There's still some substance abuse happening with cans. Like I saw somebody in a car accident. They're laughing in the driver's seat while they're holding a can and just like sniffing the can.
oh yeah.
So there's definitely substance abuse that people are getting off of. I don't know what.
And now all I can think about is Spaceballs, where President
Huffing.
Scroob opens up the drawer, pulls
Yeah.
out a tin can of air, cracks
Perrier.
it, like
It's
sniffing.
Perrier.
Yeah.
You know what,
He just starts sniffing the can.
Yeah.
Speaking of like parachutes and stuff, I forgot what this one is called. It's like an actual hobby you can do here in the States. We told about those squirrel people. It reminded me of it. It's essentially just like you have one of those big old Bayou hovercraft air blowers in the back, giant fans.
Oh
And-
yeah,
Is it parasailing?
Parasailing. There you go.
I've
You
done
strap
that.
it.
It's a blast.
You strap it to your back, and then you just have a parachute behind that, so it just creates all that wind force behind you, and you just go straight up in the
That's
air.
cool.
There's a YouTuber I followed. He like lived in the middle of like just farming country, and he'd parasail like that. He'd go off with a run with the freaking engine on his back, and then he just it just lifts him off the ground, and then he'd use that as like general travel around places.
Yeah, and he'd go to like restaurants to go eat and stuff. That guy died. That YouTuber
he die?
died from that. Yeah, he
Oh.
died from doing that.
Crazy.
Yeah, he got into like a bad wind gust or something, and he went crashing down and died.
And then it looked like that scene from Deadpool 2 with the X-Force parachute.
X-Force.
Yeah,
That's sad. But
yeah, it sucks. Yeah, I used to follow
know.
that guy too, or I still follow him.
assuming he's the only one, though, like, let's be honest, there's got to be a number of
At
these
the
guys.
time, he was like the main. His channel was huge. So, but I think there's a couple other guys now that kind of taken
They
over.
have to be, yeah.
Fortune Lace used to be pretty popular.
Frankly, if I were to do anything like that, because I drive a motorcycle, I just wear all my motorcycle gear. Let's go.
Oh, you are also
you ride motors? Cool.
Yeah, that's
I have a
cool,
little
dude.
motorcycle.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm about to get my license.
I got to get it ready to do at least 1 or 2 summer rides here.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I haven't ridden mine forever. It's just been too hot.
Yeah, my dad's got a motorcycle that I borrowed last year. I haven't done any this year. I've been kind of focused on the comic this year. But I want to get my license, but it's crazy expensive here. Like, just your first temporary license when you pass the test is like $500.
Whoa.
So
wow.
it's crazy overpriced here. So what people have been doing is like going to the States. I think there's certain states that you can, even as a foreigner, you can get the test and get your temporary license in the States that transfers over here. And it's crazy, the price difference. Like you pay like $80 American versus the $500 here. So there's got to be a better way. Like we're getting screwed left and right here.
So Texas used to have the motorcycle license, but in like 2010, they got rid of that. And as long as you have a regular driver's license, you can ride a motorcycle legally.
Oh, no kidding.
They
Yeah,
recommend
here
that
we
you
have
take the motorcycle
motorcycle
class, but
license.
it's not required.
That makes sense,
Yeah. Here in Connecticut, we still have to have the motorcycle endorsement.
Really?
Yeah.
I wonder how that works, like from state to state. Like, say I went to your state, and I'm from Texas. Do you have a motorcycle's license?
I think they would
acknowledge
probably
it?
know. Like when I'm out of state and I get pulled over, they tend not to ask me for my insurance because some states require it, some don't.
Yeah.
Although things that was like over 20 years ago, things might be different now. It might just be no matter what state
Yeah.
you're in or what state
Yeah,
you're
I
from.
think every state is required to have insurance now, isn't it?
Probably. I remember, was it late 80s or early 90s? They suddenly said, it's now state law, you have to have it. And all of a
Yeah.
sudden, a lot of people who did have it no longer did because the prices jacked way up.
I know
Oh,
that
yeah.
if you want
Yeah.
to, if I'm traveling to Europe and I want to drive in Europe, like say I want to rent a car or something like that, I got to get a special visa on my license for that. And I took that when I went to El Salvador. And in El Salvador, they didn't even ask me for it. But I think it's the one I've got is got good for a couple of years. So if I go back to Europe, I can rent a car. Because I went to Germany and I was like, oh, I was gonna see a friend in Amsterdam. So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna rent a car from Germany and drive on the autobahn up to Amsterdam. It's gonna be fucking cool. And they asked me for that, and I didn't have it, so I was stuck to take the bus, unfortunately.
I want to fly down the Autobahn in the General Lee.
How do you get the General Lee over there?
I don't know, but I want to fly down that road and lean on that air horn.
You could ding, ding, ding.
America, bitches. Gee, I wonder why they don't like us anywhere else.
Yeah, I think the American license or like a driver's license is accepted throughout Europe, isn't it?
Well, I had a Canadian license. So, I mean,
Well, I mean that's your first issue right there, but
yeah, but
I'm just
so
kidding.
the license is accepted. I just needed like an extra piece of paper, like from the embassy. So
okay.
It's a good question. Like, is it the same with the USA? I would think so. Like, why would it be different from Canada to US? It makes no sense. So I would imagine it's the same thing. So if you're going to go to Europe, do inquire with your embassy.
Yeah, like here, I can go into Mexico and I have no issues with driver's license, like, and to Canada, right? Like, because we share borders.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I mean, you could cross to the US with just a driver's license. I don't know if that's still the case. They've been changing. Like ever since the 2001,
COVID.
they've
Yeah.
no
Oh, yeah.
2001. They've been like changing laws slowly over time. Things are getting restricted slowly but surely.
Yeah. Yeah, they want to push that passport with at least in the US, they want to push that passport with that secure thing or whatever. I forget what it's called, but it's got the chip in it. It's got that magnetic strip in your passport.
Yeah, I think
Make sure you ain't a terrorist.
I think those already exist now, and Canadian passports all have the chip in it.
Passports. Well, I barely ever even make it to Rhode Island. What would I want with one of them?
Yeah.
I mean, it's great to see the world outside your own country.
I got one back in the day. It's expired now, but I went to Europe. I got to see
Europe, Asia.
Yeah.
Tartaria.
I went to France, Italy, Austria, Germany, England. I think that's it. Switzerland.
All I know is most people that I talk to who go outside the U.S., when they come back, they say how grateful they are to be living in the U.S. and that it's nice to see the other parts of the world, but they're glad that they live here.
Oh, yeah.
Which I just think is enough reason to say, why go anywhere else?
Well, so you can have that feeling and appreciate it. Because there are things that are better outside of America, like the food. Like
oh, no doubt. Any excuse to not leave, I'll take.
Wow.
Well, speaking of leaving, fellas, I gotta get out of here.
Yeah, well, thanks for
buddy.
coming on, Aaron. Thanks
Yeah.
for giving us like those sweet previews.
Hell yeah. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it.
Dude.
So I appreciate sending the link, and yeah, anytime. It's unfortunate because I was hoping to like hang out with Chris and make fun of him with other people, but
Oh yeah,
Maybe.
Chris is
Same here, man. We brought him on just to make fun of him, and
I think he wised up. That we were sitting here saying it's a storm. No, he wised
Yeah.
up.
I mean,
Oh,
you
yeah.
can't already go ahead and call him gay and lame for having
Yeah.
his
got out while the getting was good.
he set up his excuse as soon as he got in. Hey guys,
Yeah.
there's a storm coming. I might
Yeah.
have to get out.
Sorry, I'm having problems.
Yeah,
I'm going
yeah,
through
we
a
did.
bad area.
But it's glad to have you on, man, Aaron.
Yeah.
You're invited anytime. So
Right
happy
on.
to have you on.
Right on. All right, I'll see you guys.
Yeah, take care.
Have
Hasta
a good
luego.
one. God bless.
What I was going to say is something related to something Fred said earlier about seeing an old city. That's what Europe's really great for, seeing how old the world is. Like, you come to America, or like, you know, you've lived here in America all your life, and everything is so new. Like, Europe is so old, like, just in
It has a
building.
character to the architecture that just
Yeah.
Well,
isn't like everywhere's got its own something. No, I have no doubt.
Hold-
Traveling the world is
hold on.
probably.
I want to add something to that, Omer, because you'd be surprised how many old world buildings are in America. Like
Oh yeah. We have some, but
everything in Washington,
is based on
Oh,
Greek
yeah.
a
architecture.
lot of it. Well, see, that's the theory. That's the theory. But you got same thing with Utah. Utah has incredible architecture, and but there's incredible parallels. Like you see buildings in the other parts of the world that were built at the same time with the same architecture. It's a whole rabbit hole, this whole Tartaria thing. But yeah, there's a lot of buildings in America that seem to have been found more than built, which is what the whole Tartaria theory kind of. It's the kind of questions that
right.
are
yeah.
raised by all the photos, all the history, the dates.
The
line up
anthropologists.
weird. Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this on the Tartaria thing, because I've heard a little bit about it. I've looked into it, and it's pretty cool. I like it all. What would be the point of hiding it?
Well, it may not have been. Well, the thing is, it raises more questions than answers for sure. Like there's no underlying theory that answers everything. That's the big thing.
Right.
Tartaria's, for me, it's mostly a collection of beautiful pictures and a lot of questions. So there's no easy answer. But
And is there a relation to Atlantis with all that?
I've never heard anything related to Atlantis. Atlantis seems to be in Africa. Like they found the whole description, because Atlantis was described by Plato.
Right.
He's the one that has the first writings on Atlantis, and pretty much the only references on Atlantis that I know.
Well, they think it's that big circle thing that's out in the desert on the
Yeah,
north side.
the eye of the
Africa.
desert in
Yeah.
The Eye of Sahara.
My personal opinion on Atlantis is far more boring. I don't think it was an actual place.
I think it was an actual.
I would love to be wrong on that. I think it'd be cool if we found it. That'd be awesome.
But is it that insane to think about that there was one and it was probably a coastal city that got fucking knocked into the ocean?
It seems to be the
There's
opposite.
too many of them.
What they found in the eye of the Sahara, you can look at it. It fits the exact description of what Plato said. You have the concentric circles, and you have the type of rocks at the north. So everything that you see in the description by Plato fits what's called the eye of the Sahara. And it's kind of the opposite of what you were saying, Billy. Like instead of being something that went underwater, it looks like it's something that had water in it that's now all dried up in the desert.
I'm just saying, when we talk about Atlantis and stuff, I don't think it's that crazy to think that there was a civilization that got wiped off at some point.
Oh no, there's not, because it's
Oh, that's
happened
for
before.
sure. And just to go back to what Omer's question was, like, why would you want to hide something like old buildings, right? One of the biggest theories is all the all our techniques, our tools today, we can't build like those old buildings back in the day. If you look at buildings like the Vatican, all these like old world buildings, no one can build those with the tools we have today. Like even the Sagrada Familia, like that's one of the old like churches. I think where is it? Is it Spain? And they're still building it after hundreds of years. And they say that the equivalent churches were built in like 2-3 years and things like that. So a lot of things don't make sense and raise a lot of questions. So one of the theories is just like to shut people's questions. You just get rid of those buildings.
I'll be honest with you. The reason why it happened is because Tartaria outlawed tomboys, and they, tried to say it's a divine command, and we just had to wipe them out in any existence of them. It was just wrong. What really happened?
Well, it's never a good idea to outlaw tomboys.
I think we can replicate a lot of these things, but there's no way we can figure out how to do it without modern tools and some big stretching still on our part.
So we can make them. A lot of it also just has to do with we have like safety regulations that they didn't have back then.
Yeah, and eco regulation. For example, the Panama Canal. There's no way that could get built today. Not because we don't have the ability, but because policy, regulation, and international agreements, we can't.
There's a lot of things that just don't add up. Like they say that all those old statues, decorations were done with a hammer and chisel, where you have statues that are like picture perfect that look like they were done with a 3D printer. And there's some statues that the heads were chopped off and you see the interior is empty, is hollow. You can't do that with a hammer and chisel, like hollow out the interior. So the thing is, it raises more questions that you just can't answer nowadays.
Do you know why a bunch of those Greek and Roman statues have missing penises on them? You had forgot what he was. I think one of the bishops of one of the Catholic Church, right? He was going around with a barrel and taking a pick and popping them off, putting them in there, all around there.
Collection of penises.
Yep, he has a. There was at one time there was a Catholic who went around all of Greece and stuff with a bunch of stone penises in a cart. That's funny to think about.
Yeah.
Which one of it is in Greece? It looks all destroyed and everything.
The Pantheon?
I don't remember. Is that the one? It's the one that you think, if you think about anything, it's like, oh, it got destroyed through a massive ancient war. Nope, it was like destroyed in World War I or World War II.
Well, that's the thing. All the great wars would target these buildings, and we'd have like, if you look at old photos of Paris, it's unrecognizable. The beauty and of the buildings that were near the river, there's no city that looks like that today.
Well, on that one specifically, it was because of the enemy force that went in there. They specifically stationed in there because they're like, oh well, they won't blow it up. It's a history and stuff and all this other stuff. So they put all their fucking like stock and ammo and all kinds of other shit in there. The other side said fuck it and blew it up. And that's why it's like all destroyed and shit.
Yeah, we have a building in my own city here that it's near the market, near the old port. And there's a history note, like there used to be this whole building here, Greco-Roman construction as usual. And the building was on fire. A building full of stone, like just a stone building catching on fire. There's a lot of things that just, if you think about it, 2 seconds makes no sense. Hey, Rosario, welcome. How you doing, man? How's it going?
Yes, your favorite pizza, the Nazis. It's your favorite, Frederic.
Why is everybody always hating on them? I don't get it.
We gotta get Norm Macdonald clip.
Which one?
Norm Macdonald. You know, Hitler had a dog.
Norman, we lost a natural treasure with that guy.
Rosario Scribe Comics. Saying hello to you, Frederic.
Yeah, how you doing, man? Rosario.
Oh, man. We got a lot of comic reviews to do this month.
Yeah, that's right. So what comics are we going to review? We got
Band of the Crow.
Band of the Crows, the first one on the list. We're waiting for Otter to get his copy. We're going to be reviewing Aaron's as well. Like I'm going to be sending you your copies so you can read them. Do we have digital review copies? I might ask him to see if we can get some.
Yeah, he was. I gotta get in contact with him and send it to me.
Yeah, I mean Wrangler did an incredible review of his work, of his books, like famous review.
That's right. We're gonna dominate it. What else?
I think it's about that time.
I gotta do a Shadow of the Conqueror review with Otter still.
Oh yeah, you can leave me out of that one. I'll enjoy watching.
No. I can send you pictures of it. You know.
Oh, I saw pictures of it, but I'm definitely not hooked on, especially since there won't be a sequel. You know, it's a bit of a turnoff as well.
And supposedly, like the second comic's been done for like over a year.
Oh, you got the we all got the Band of the Crow and digital as well, so that's going to be easy. I got the print copy too, so I'm going to be reading it in print copy. But the digital is always useful for when you do the on video, just to show pages and excerpts.
Yeah, I need digital. I don't want to do fucking picture photo thing.
No, that's a lot of work.
Too much and all the other shit. Yeah. And I don't want to do that. So
yeah.
Typically, I think from now on, if there's no digital version of it that I can pull up.
Yeah. Oh, I think we lost James there. James quietly left. I think it's about that time. I think it's a shield time, ladies and gentlemen.
Hit it!
Shit! Oh, there they are. Look at these gorgeous sons of bitches.
Yeah. Let's start with Wrangler here at the bottom right. He's already ready to go. I think I can do this. Oh, you hit the button.
You can do it!
At the same time, Billy. Teamwork. Teamwork.
That's right. Hey, you can catch my books on Amazon, Haley Star Bad Kitty and Bad Kitty Haley's World. Magic-fueled sci-fi adventure. Good for all ages. Something you could read with your kids and enjoy yourself. Also, you can follow me over on Substack under Frequency Studios, where I do have a short story up that's set in the same continuity. And you can follow me on YouTube. My channel is called Wrangler. Do channel search for @Wrangler212. It'll pop right up. And best way to find my books on Amazon is just type in Bad Kitty Frequency Studios. Or it turns out there's a whole nother series out there called Bad Kitty, and it'll get lost in the search. But yeah, you can follow me on Truth, Social, Truth, X, Blue Sky, and Minds, all under Frequency Studios.
Nice.
Yeah, Omaglitch. How you doing? And where
You
can
can
the good
find
people find you?
You can find me at Glitch all over the web or my website, GarciaDesigns.com. Please like, share, follow, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications so you know when we all go live. Right there at Glitch. Thank you.
That is the best idea with them notes there you got.
Post-it notes, yeah.
Yeah, Omaglitch
Yeah.
knows how to work the system. Like, especially like when you just want to leave when you got an art cam and you got to step up for a second to feed the cat and stuff like that. Dude, put a Post-it on your board and you're good to go. And I guess it's about the time where I do my own promo. Oh, we got Chrissy here in the chat. Hi and bye, guys. I did this. Thanks for hopping in, Chrissy. It was a blast having you last time. We got to do it again sometime. I'll be on your show eventually. I think this month, right? I got to check my calendar. Looking forward to it. So you can find me at
yesterday. I saw her doing her live stream. She was on fire.
Yeah. You can find me on imakecomics.com. That's a forward to ratelcomic.com. Of course, I've got a show here every Tuesday called Proof of Comics. And tomorrow I'll be on Comicsgate Commandos as a regular co-host, of course. On Saturdays, I have Bande Dessinée for Stupid Americans, where every Saturday I read through a European French bande dessinée and kind of give you guys the overview and summary and a look at all the pretty pictures in it. And on Mondays, I'm on the Weekly Wing It with Wrangler and the same band of friends. I was going to say something else. But yeah, that's it for me. BillyBobSac, do you have something to promote, or are you going to?
Nah.
So, let's head on out with our finale with our beloved Sabrina Selena, as usual. So thanks everybody for coming on, and I will see you next week. Au revoir. Goodbye.
God bless everybody.
Have a good.
The sun has gone to bed, and so must I. So long, farewell. Auf Wiedersehen, goodbye, 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 goodbye.
Hello, Bitcoiners. Thank you very much. Hello. It's good to be with you. It's good to be with you.